SKOL Vikings. Let's fire it up. We're diving into some massive Minnesota Vikings news that's got the fan base buzzing like US Bank Stadium on game day. The rumor mill is churning with trade talks about offensive tackle Leroy Watson, and we've got the latest on Christian Darrisaw's recovery, Brian O'Neill's legacy, and the new faces like Justin SKOL and Walter Rouse. Is Kwesi Adofo-Mensah about to pull off another genius move? Stick around because we're breaking it all down with passion and pride. What's the one move you want the Vikings to make before the season kicks off? Let me know in the comments. The Vikings just dropped a bombshell, and it's all about Leroy Watson. According to NFL Network's Tom Pelissero, Minnesota is planning to waive the 27-year-old offensive tackle unless they can find a trade partner by the roster cut-down deadline. Watson, a former college tight end turned lineman, has played in 11 NFL games with 4 starts, showing some serious potential. At 6 feet 4 inches and 311 pounds, he's got the size, and his 64.6 PFF grade this preseason proves he's no slouch. So why are the Vikings dangling him out there? It's all about roster depth, and we're about to unpack why. Here's the deal. The Vikings are stacked at offensive tackle, and that's a good problem to have. With Christian Darrisaw and Brian O'Neill locking down the starting spots, there's just no room for Watson on the 53-man roster. Kwesi Adofo-Mensah is playing chess, not checkers, by publicly floating Watson's availability. It's like putting up a billboard saying, "Hey, other teams, want a solid backup tackle? Send us a late-round pick." Will another team bite? Drop your predictions. Where do you think Watson could land? Let's talk about the big man on the left, Christian Darrisaw. Our star left tackle is recovering from a brutal ACL and MCL injury last season. But the vibes are good. Recent reports from Pro Football Rumors say Darrisaw is back at practice and on track for Week 1. This dude is a cornerstone of our O-line, protecting J.J. McCarthy's blindside like a fortress. His return is massive for a team looking to keep our QB clean and our run game strong. Can Darrisaw return to his near-elite form right away, or will he need a few games to shake off the rust? Darrisaw's not just any tackle, he's a game-changer. In 2024, before his injury, he was graded as one of the top left tackles in the NFL, with a PFF pass-blocking grade of 80.2. That's the kind of dominance that makes defensive ends sweat. With him back, the Vikings' offense could be a juggernaut, especially with J.J. McCarthy stepping into the spotlight. What's your take, SKOL fans? How big of an impact will a healthy Darrisaw have on our 2025 campaign? The Vikings letting Cam Robinson walk in free agency was a clear sign they trust Darrisaw's recovery. But it's not just about faith. Darrisaw's been putting in the work, lifting and running like a man on a mission. Head coach Kevin O'Connell recently said Darrisaw's knocking it out of the park in rehab. That's the kind of update that gets us fired up. Are you as pumped as I am to see Darrisaw back in purple, anchoring our line? Let's hear your thoughts. On the right side, we've got Brian O'Neill, the unsung hero of the Vikings O-line. This dude's been a rock since 2018, starting 97 games and earning a reputation as one of the most underrated tackles in the league. His 2024 PFF grade of 76.5 shows he's still a force, with only 3 sacks allowed in 17 starts last season. O'Neill's consistency is why our offense hums, and at 29, he's got plenty left in the tank. Who else thinks O'Neill deserves more love league-wide? O'Neill's journey is pure Vikings grit. Drafted in the 2nd round out of Pitt, he's gone from a raw prospect to a cornerstone of our line. His ability to handle speed rushers and open lanes for Aaron Jones makes him invaluable. With Darrisaw on the left, they form one of the NFL's most imposing tackle duos. SKOL Nation, what's your favorite O'Neill moment? Drop it in the comments. I want to hear those stories. The Vikings are set at the top, but depth is key, and O'Neill's veteran presence gives us stability. He's also a leader in the locker room, mentoring younger guys like Walter Rouse. With the 2025 season approaching, O'Neill's experience will be crucial as we face tough NFC North defenses. Think he's got another Pro Bowl in him? Let's debate it. Hit me with your takes. Now, let's talk about Justin SKOL, the free agency pickup who's stepping up big time. Signed in March 2025 for a 1-year, $2 million deal, SKOL's been taking first-team reps at left tackle while Darrisaw recovers. At 6 feet 6 inches and 315 pounds, this former 49ers sixth-rounder brings serious experience, with 17 starts in 66 career games. His 2024 PFF grade of 62.7 isn't flashy, but he's a reliable swing tackle. Is SKOL the perfect backup plan, or do we need more depth? SKOL's story is one of resilience. After a torn ACL in 2021 derailed his time with the 49ers, he bounced back with the Buccaneers, starting 5 games in 2024. His versatility to play both left and right tackle makes him a valuable asset for the Vikings. With Darrisaw's return looming, SKOL's role as the swing tackle is critical. What do you think? Can SKOL hold it down if called upon in a pinch? The Vikings knew what they were doing when they signed SKOL. With Kwesi Adofo-Mensah's ties to San Francisco, where he was director of football research during SKOL's draft year, this move feels like a calculated bet. SKOL's not just a stopgap. He's a guy who can step in and keep our line solid. SKOL fans, are you feeling confident in SKOL as our backup? Let's talk about it. Walter Rouse, our 2024 sixth-round pick, is the wild card in this Vikings O-line puzzle. This 6 feet 6 inches, 313-pound sophomore out of Oklahoma showed promise in the preseason, playing 137 snaps across left tackle, right tackle, and even some guard. His PFF grade of 60.8 isn't elite, but for a rookie, it's a sign of upside. Could Rouse be the future of our line, or is he still a year away from making a real impact? Rouse's versatility is what makes him intriguing. There was buzz earlier this offseason about him switching to guard, but with Will Fries and Ryan Kelly joining the Vikings, he's likely staying at tackle. Head coach Kevin O'Connell praised Rouse's smarts and physicality, saying he's got the tools to play multiple spots. What's your take, SKOL Nation? Is Rouse a hidden gem, or does he need more time to develop? The Vikings are clearly high on Rouse's potential. He didn't allow a single sack in the preseason, though he gave up 4 pressures. With Darrisaw and O'Neal locked in, Rouse's path to playing time might be as a swing tackle or even a future starter if injuries hit. Who's got faith in Rouse stepping up in 2025? Drop your thoughts below. Back to Leroy Watson. Why is he on the trade block? The Vikings are deep at tackle and Watson's the odd man out. His 2024 stint with the Titans saw him start 4 games, but his PFF grades were rough, dipping below 50. Still, at 27, he's got room to grow, and his preseason performance, 75.3 pass blocking grade, shows he's got some juice. Could a team like the Browns or Falcons take a flyer on him for a 7th-round pick? Watson's journey is a classic NFL grind. Starting as an undrafted free agent with the Falcons in 2022, he's bounced around to 4 teams, showing flashes but never sticking. His size and athleticism make him a tempting project for a team needing depth. SKOL fans, do you think Watson's worth a late-round pick, or should we just let him hit waivers? Here's the kicker. The Vikings aren't just waving Watson goodbye, they're shopping him hard. Tom Pelissero's report feels like a strategic leak to drum up interest. If no one bites, Watson could end up back on our practice squad. But Kwesi's clearly aiming for draft capital. What's the smarter move? Trade him for a pick or keep him as depth? Let's hear your hot takes. The Vikings' offensive line is shaping up to be a strength in 2025, but it's not without questions. With Darrisaw recovering, O'Neal holding it down, SKOL as a reliable backup, and Rouse as a developing talent, we're in a good spot. But injuries can change everything. Look at Darrisaw's absence last year. How deep do you think our O-line needs to be to protect J.J. McCarthy and compete in the NFC North? Depth is everything in the NFL, and the Vikings are making calculated moves to stay strong up front. Adding SKOL and developing Rouse shows Kwesi Adofo-Mensah's focus on building a robust line. But with Watson likely gone, we might need another body, maybe a late draft pick or a free agent. What's your dream O-line addition for the Vikings this offseason? As we head toward the roster cut-down deadline, the Vikings are making it clear. They're all in on protecting their young QB. The O-line is the backbone of this team, and with Darrisaw, O'Neal, SKOL, and Rouse, we've got a solid foundation. But the Watson trade talk shows we're not standing still. SKOL Nation, what's got you most excited about our O-line heading into 2025? Let's zoom out for a second. Why does all this matter? The Vikings are coming off a 14-3 season in 2024, but a playoff loss to the Rams left a sour taste. With J.J. McCarthy stepping in as QB1, protecting him is priority number one. A strong O-line means more time for McCarthy to find Justin Jefferson and T.J. Hawkinson. How confident are you in our offense taking the next step this year? McCarthy's success hinges on the big guys up front. Darisaw and O'Neal are elite, SKOL's a solid backup, and Rouse could be a steal. But losing Watson, even as a depth piece, raises questions about our contingency plan. If another injury hits, are we ready? SKOL fans, what's the one thing our O-line needs to dominate in 2025? The Vikings front office is playing the long game. Kwesi Adofo-Mensah's trade moves, like shopping Watson and dealing Sam Howell for picks, show he's building for now and the future. With $60.7 million in cap space, per NFL trade rumors, we've got room to make a splash. Should we go all in for a veteran tackle, or trust our current depth? Let's debate it. Alright, SKOL Nation, we're at the home stretch. The Vikings are shaping up for a big 2025, with Darisaw's return, O'Neal's reliability, SKOL's experience, and Rouse's potential. The Watson trade rumor is just the tip of the iceberg. Kwesi's got something cooking. What's the one Vikings move you're dying to see before week 1? Drop it in the comments. This is our year, Vikings fans. With a stacked O-line and a young QB ready to shine, the sky's the limit. But we need your energy. Hit that like button if you're hyped for 2025, comment with your bold predictions, and subscribe to stay locked in on all things Vikings news. Share this with your fellow SKOL fans, and let's keep the purple pride alive. SKOL Vikings.